Welcome to another Time Trial Tuesday. This week we'll be going to Maple Valley with a car that's fairly special to me because I actually own one of those cars. It is the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 10, and this was the last generation of Evolution that Mitsubishi produced. This one will be the 2008 version. And in the game they say GSR, but it has 6 gears, so it would be technically the MR, which is a 6-speed automatic. But I'll be doing it with the shifter, so kind of like the GSR, but the GSR is 5-speed. But yeah, Maple Valley should be a really good track for this. There's a lot of corners that you can kind of push the speed and like slide the car through almost. If you're going fast enough and think you can take it with a good enough line, you can usually slide through it if you have enough grip. So it'll be exciting to see what I can do with that, and if I can make any good transitions through some of those corners. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so now we're going to go over some replay footage just in the with the replay cameras here to see kind of what I was doing and how the car was reacting. So you can see how the back end's kind of sliding on this. I took this a little bit wider than you probably could. You could take that line a lot tighter, but I took it a little wide just so I could have more speed into there and try and carry as much as I could. I took a little bit of the grass there, which wasn't ideal, but it didn't hinder me too much. You can just see how the back end is kind of wanting to or the body's kind of rolling a bit as I'm going through these corners, showing how I'm going through in a really high speed, especially on this one, as we go under this little like bridge section here. And coming up to this corner, I was just trying to get a slow entry so I could get a bit of a faster exit down here. And same with this corner as well, slow it nice and down so I can get turned around. You can see the back end almost sliding out a bit, almost like some oversteer. And then back on the power for this next corner here up the hill. I'm just going to do a very small lift just so I can take that almost at the same speed I'm going, but then having to slow down a bit for this bit of a turn section. But you can just see the body roll as I'm going through these corners, how much force is being applied to the car. And this was a really good section because you could go all the way up to 5th as you start going through this little winding section until we turn on to going down the hill here. This was really fun because you can take this almost flat out, going as fast as you can. I had to do a slight lift through the side here so I didn't run into the grass. And as you can see, the body compressing a ton. And we're crossing the line, finishing our fast lap. Wow, that was a pretty good lap. I'm pretty happy with that. I was able to, like we saw going over the lap just in the replay camera with those wider angles so we could see how I was sliding the car through a bunch of those corners. Yeah, I was able to take a lot of those sections pretty fast, especially that one with the little tunnel there, just staying as left as I could to the curb so I didn't run off onto the right and hit the wall there. And especially also on that last corner before you get onto the main straight, as you're going down the hill, I could take that pretty fast, just had to do a little bit of a lift, otherwise I found myself going into the grass a little bit on the left side. But yeah, other than that, it was really good. I really enjoyed that track. I've driven it with a lot of other cars, and I would recommend you drive the track as well if you have Forza Motorsport or just any other game. Maple Valley's a lot of fun to do. And yeah, it's fun doing some of these cars that you're driving a little bit slower. Not always. It's fun to go down a little bit from going from like F1 cars and like those prototype cars down to something that's a little more tame like the stock Evo. So yeah, it's a lot of fun there. Thanks for joining me again. And like always, if you have a game, track, or car you want me to cover, please leave it in the comment section below. And I will see you next week again for another Time Trial Tuesday.